Hello, welcome to lift class. Today we are lifting full body, upper and lower. We'll do one upper body move, one lower body move for 30 seconds, back to back. We'll put those on repeat 3 times, and then we'll move on to another 2 moves, and another 2 moves, and another 2 moves. So I think we've got 5 sets of work. We will do shoulders all the way down to your legs, okay? So all of your body parts today. I have out 10s, 12s, 17 and a halves, and one 30-pound dumbbell. I lifted really heavy yesterday, so that's actually taking it a little bit easy for me. I want you to push yourselves and go a little bit heavier today, okay? Because you only have 30 seconds of work, 2 moves back to back. You're not gonna get that many reps in. It should be 8 to 12 reps in that 30 seconds, nice and controlled, slow. So I want you to kind of go on your moderate to high range for your weights for each exercise, okay? So as you think about that, get out your weights. Today's word is I am well-rounded. We're going to be very well-rounded after today's class in multiple ways. My skills and capabilities enrich my life and those around me, okay? So I'll put the card up. We're going to start with our warm-up. We've got 5 moves to warm up, and then we're headed right into shoulder press and squat, biceps curls and lunges, then over triceps and sumos, push-ups, glute bridges, pullovers for our back, and reverse crunches for our lower abs. Okay, so those are all of the exercises. Again, the weights that I took out are 10s, 12s, 17 and a halves, and one 30-pound dumbbell. What is that 30-pound dumbbell for? I'm going to use that for my bridges, put it on my hips, and I'm going to use that for my sumos. I'm going to hold it down here, and I'm going to use it for my pullovers. Okay, so pullovers, I go heavy. You're going to have to just gauge what weight you use. A 15 would be awesome for that if you're just kind of starting out. Or a 10 if you're very new to this, okay? So let's start with our warm-up. Clear space. You might need a mat in a little bit just for core work once we get down to the floor, okay? Starting off with a squat up to your toes. Water, sweat towel are good ideas, and if you're starting your watch tracking, go to traditional strength training or weightlifting, whatever kind of a tracker you have. Go ahead and set that, start that. So, because you know, it doesn't count unless you track it, right? Remember just to give your watch the benefit of the doubt. It's not perfect. You may burn more or less. Your heart rate may be a little higher or lower. It depends on how sweaty you are and where you place that watch on you, but remember the accuracy is a gauge, okay? Go ahead and take your arm circles back. Open up your chest, open your shoulders. Big reaches. Standing straight and tall, tuck your tailbone under. So you've got your core activated here as we're stretching and reaching through our shoulder joint. Big stretches. Open up your chest. Reach, reach, reach to the back of the room. One more. And then we're going to lunge. Twist. Does not have to be a deep lunge yet. For the warm-up, it's just a lunge balance, twist. If you'd like to, take your arms out in front of you, give yourself a longer lever to twist. Go for it. If you'd like to play some music, I forgot to tell you that, put on some music. Pause me really quick, go put on music. I swear it goes by better when you have your favorite playlist on. That's what I do. I put on one of my favorite band. Just find the Essential album off of iTunes and I play it. All right, and we're going side lunge, stand chest open. Other side lunge, stand, open your chest. So you can see that we're warming up the legs, our spine, torso, chest, shoulders, arms, everything, okay? And your heart rate should be coming up just a little bit as you're warming up your joints and your muscles. Push off your heel, toe forward. Push off your heel, toe forward. And let's go ahead and walk ourselves down to a plank. So you can squat, take your feet back, one leg forward, open up, twist, hand comes down, switch. If you need to stay up higher to do this, you're just going to take a lunge to the back, open up, use your thighs for a little support, open up. Okay, so if you need a little bit higher of a lunge, coming down to a plank is still too challenging, then please go there. But if you can, I want you to swing your leg around, open your hip, open your chest, come to plank, swing the other leg around, open up, hand on the thigh, step it all the way on up, and here we go into our meat and potatoes of our class, okay? Goal post arms, shoulder presses, 30 seconds. You'll get 10 seconds to switch out your weight for a suitcase squat. Toes are forward, tailbones down and back, chest stays lifted. Your feet are as wide as you need them to be. I'd like your toes forward, okay? Squatting down, driving through your legs, squeezing your butt. Those are our 2 moves, back to back. And I think we're ready to go in 10 seconds, so go ahead and get out your weights. Shoulders, press, goal post arms, and let's go. We've got 30 seconds here. I want you to control it. Press, squeeze, and lift, straight arms, biceps by your ears. Use the top of your shoulders to press up and come right back down to this 90-degree bend. Your shoulder muscle stays engaged the entire time when we do this, okay? Tuck your tailbone under. If you feel like you're arching back, kickstand your toe, okay? Tilt your hips towards your chin. One more, and headed into our sumo, or not our sumos, our suitcase squats. Let me get this right. All right, ready? Go. Try and give us 10 seconds to transition. Toes forward, heels down, push your heels into the ground. Drive straight up from your heels to your rear, okay? Chest stays lifted, torso's tall and straight, shoulders are down and back. Squat, rise. Squat, rise. One more. Back to shoulder press. So if you liked the weights you used the first time, use them again. If you want to go heavier later, switch it out now. Assume your position. Goal post arms. Slight bend in the knee. Tuck your tailbone under, and let's go. Weights are slightly ahead of your peripheral, so you should be able to see in your peripheral if they're not coming behind your head. Taps of your shoulders working. Control and press. Control and press. One more rep. Lower your weights gently, carefully. Squat down, place them down, grabbing out our suitcase squat. Ready? And go. Toes forward, tailbone back, chest lifted, chin up. Push your heels in the floor, stand up tall. Drive through your legs. What I mean by that is you're feeling the muscles in your body moving and contracting, controlling the squat, down and up. Heels in the floor. Think about energy running from your heels all the way up to your glutes, into your core. One more. All right. Moving back. Shoulder press. This is your last set. Do you feel fatigued yet? If not, go up and wait. If it's too much, go lighter. If it's just right, keep it. Set, go. So, slight bend in the knees. Tuck your tailbone under. If you're straightened out, you might end up coming backwards. I need you to tuck and come slightly ahead of you, okay? If you've been arching your back, you can always kickstand. Still tuck your tailbone under, keep your core engaged. Slight bend in the knee. Last one. We don't want to lock out our joints, okay? So when you have a neutral stance and you're lifting, you want to slight bend in your knees, tuck your tailbone under. We got squats next. Toes forward, down, drive up, squeeze. So now you can straighten your knees at the top. Squeeze your butt. Now when we're working the legs, we can go full range of motion from the floor to the ceiling. Crown of your head constantly reaching straight up. Our shoulder blades are pulled down and back. We're not rounded forward, we're pulled back. One more. All right, moving on. Bicep curls, elbows tucked in, curling, curling, okay? Grab your bicep curl weight. That soft bend in your knee. Tilt your hips under. Okay, so here's the one stance. Or you can kickstand the back leg, take a staggered stance. Still tucking your tailbone under. Tilting your hips towards your chin, keeping your core engaged. Elbows pinned in tight. Palms forward. Use the front of your arm to lift. We're not swinging or swaying. We're lifting all the way down, all the way up. And headed into lunges. I'm going to keep the same weight. Reverse lunges, alternating sides. Step up into your front heel, back foot for balance, okay? Do not launch yourself forward. Step back, balance, go. Step into your front heel. Okay, if you're somebody who's been pushing off your back foot, I want you to exaggerate. Step up, lift that back foot so you don't even have a chance, okay, to use it. Step into your front heel, shoulders stacked over your hips, tall posture, crown of your head to the ceiling, okay? Bend into your knee, push into your glute, push into your heel, and time. All right, work on those. If you know your form hasn't been great, keep working on it. We're back to curls, okay? If you need to at any point, roll it out and join in. Let's go. Curls. All the way down, all the way up, full range. Breathe. Your heart rate's gonna be coming up. Wrists are neutral. They're not bending or kinking. Again, you should be getting about 8 to 12 reps. We're moving slowly. One more, and pause. Weights can come down. You can roll your wrists, stretch out your forearms, okay? Especially as you get into the heavier weights. We're going to lunges. Down and back. Step up into your front heel. Push your front heel into the ground. Your front toe should not be on the ground, okay? If you can, I want you to wiggle your toes, unless you've been doing this for years and you've got great form, okay? Pushing your heel, step up. Why? We're saving your knees right now. That's why. All right, go ahead and pause. As soon as you put the weight in your toe, your knee tends to slip over your toe and all the weight goes into your knee. We don't want the weight to be in our knee. Back to bicep curls. Remember your stance. Tuck your tailbone under, full curl. Elbows pinned in, no swinging or swaying. If you're swinging and swaying, you're using momentum to lift. If you find yourself doing that, get a lighter weight and start controlling your curl.
Wow.
One more. All right, your biceps are done. One more set of lunges. Okay, and then we're gonna go into triceps after this, okay? So, choose your weights, set, go. Lunge, step up. Other leg, lunge, step up. I want you to start practicing this on your stairs too. Put your heel on the stair and walk up your stair. Too often we're walking on the ball of our foot. Again, our knees are precious, so step up, heel. Heel. Use your hamstring to rise up. All right, so bent over triceps are next. We're kicking back and kicking back. Okay, then we'll head into sumo after that. Bend over 90 degrees. Hike your elbows up above your rib cage. Kick back from your elbow, control on the way down. It's the squeeze up and release. Okay. Look about 5 inches ahead of you instead of down at your toes. We want to feel this in the back of our arms. Elbows pinned in. Last rep. Sumos are next. I said I was going to hold one weight in my center. You can hold them on your hips, or you can get one heavy weight. Toes turned out, feet wide, down, come straight back up. Push your heels on the ground, drive up. We're going, let me put this weight down real quick. Straight down, straight up, okay? If you find yourself leaning forward, I need you to pull your shoulders back, or forget the wet weight. Come up, hands at your chest. Keep yourself tall and upright and don't come down as far then, okay? A lot of that has to do with hip flexion. If you're leaning forward, your hips are real tight. Change your range of motion, okay? Bent over triceps again. Set, go. You're bent forward, 90 degrees. Your elbows are hiked. Squeezing with the back of your arms. Long neutral spine. Eye gaze 5 inches ahead of you. Slight bend in your knees. Shoulder blades pull together. Shoulders out of your ears. Neutral wrists means we're not kinking them or cranking them. Your weights are parallel to your forearm. And time. Lots of directions, right? To pick 3 things about like the 6 I just told you and work on those. All right, back to sumo. Turn out toes. Sink down. Push, drive straight up. Down, straight up. You can have weights on your hips. You can hang the weight here. You can even hold the weight here if you're struggling to get upright. Just know a little more core work is involved, holding it here, okay? So squeeze your belly button in, keep a strong, tall back and spine. One more, drive up. All right, we breathing. Triceps again, last set. So choose your weight. Help me, beep, beep, beep. Sorry, go. Lots of beeping. So bend at the waist, slight bend at the knee. Chest forward, long spine. Kick back, squeeze. Kick back, squeeze. Perpendicular weights to your forearm. We learn geometry for this reason, fitness, angles. Go ahead and release. All right, when my kids ask, why do we have to know this when you exercise? Turn your toes out. Drive straight up, squat down, straight back up, pushing your heels in the floor. Knees draw to the back of the room. If your knees are knobbing forward, I need you to drop your butt down, pull your knees to the back of the room, and maybe you're not going down as far, then that's okay. Work on your form first, flexibility next, okay? So tall, proud spine, squat down, come up, last one. Okay, we are coming down to the floor for push-ups. So I'm gonna do mine on my knees. If you're starting out, you can do them in tabletop, okay? 30 seconds, keep my heavy weight nearby, ready, set. Push-ups go. Chest to the floor, push up. Chest to the floor, push up, hollow out your armpits. If you're doing this in a tabletop position, you're gonna let your chest come forward, push back up. Rocking like a teeter-totter on your knees, push back up. Your range of motion is as far as you can go. I'd love to see your chest to the floor and push back up. It might take a while, that's okay. Even if you've got 3 reps, don't care. I'd rather 3 great reps than 10 really bad ones. Okay, weight on your hips, 1 or 2. Lay on your back, feet on the floor, knees parallel, feet parallel, heels close to your butt, bridge. Do not tap the floor. We're gonna lower and lift, keeping our booty up, up, up. Squeeze your butt, hips as high as they can go. Shoulders on the floor, butts up. Lift. Squeeze your butt. Squeeze your cheeks. Lower. I like to roll over and lower the weight off, especially if they're heavy. Give 2 weights, take them off, get it out of the way. We're going back to push-ups. On your knees, on your toes. Ready, set, goes. Chest to the floor. Push the floor away from you. Hollow out your armpits. I really want you to think about your armpits pushing away, activating your chest muscles instead of just our shoulders, right? This should be a chest dominant exercise. The rest of our body's here to help, but it's our chest. Push, squeeze. Push, squeeze. Go one more. All right, flip it over to your back. If you have a heavy weight, roll it onto your hips, onto your back, flat back on the floor, heels close to your butt, toes forward, knees parallel, lift and lower. Push your heels into the floor, squeeze your butt. You can tap your butt or just hover it as if you're going to slide a piece of paper underneath it, and it can slide right underneath, okay? But I don't want you to rest your butt. It's a tap or a hover. Push into the floor with your heels, lift and squeeze with your butt. Think about strings on your hips, pulling them to the ceiling as you squeeze. One more time. Roll to the side, release the weight. One more set of push-ups, one more set of bridges, okay? Let's go. So if you would like to put this on repeat anytime, because we worked full body and it was 30 seconds of each exercise and you're like, yep, that's what I need. Just work my full body in a short amount of time, with a lot of bang for my buck. Put this one on like or love, add it to your favorites playlist on YouTube, and put it on repeat, okay? If you think you can even write yourself a little note or a comment, go ahead and release so you can remember that, okay? All right, last time glute bridges. We're gonna stay on the ground after this, so don't get up. Unless you need to go get a weight. All right, bridges, go. So here we are in our bridges. Push your heels on the floor, squeeze your butt, lift, lower. When we are done with the bridges, we're headed into a pullover. We're gonna stay in the same position. We're gonna take a weight overhead. I'm gonna stick with this weight. If you need to, when the timer beeps, go get a different weight, and you're gonna put it overhead, okay? 2 more, 1 more. All right, so like I said, I'm gonna stay in this position. I'm gonna put my weight right here and then move my mat just a little bit. Knees are bent, heels are on the floor, lower back's on the floor. You're gonna goblet hold your weight, come over your chest, lower the weight with straight arms over your head. Don't let it touch the ground, and come back over your chest. So we're just making this little pie piece, this little angle that we're drawing. Overhead, pull. It's a pull over, straight arms, and time, okay? Next up, weight. You can actually go over your head, where it was. Hands are gonna come underneath your sit bones, legs are gonna come straight. We're gonna go reverse crunch. So we wanna lift our hips off the floor just a little bit, control it on the way down. We're using our lower abs. To make this a little more challenging, you can lift your head, neck, and shoulders. To decrease it, you can bend your knees. Lift legs to the ceiling. A little stamp on the ceiling. You should feel your lower abs engage as you come down, up, and down. All right, release, rest, bend your knees, heels on the floor, lower back on the floor. We're back to our pullover. Switch your weight if you need to. Pause if you need to, okay? And we're extending, releasing, and pulling over, okay? So reaching, not releasing, reaching, pulling over. Reaching, letting that weight hover, pulling straight back over again. You should feel this down your rib cage and your back, okay? And along the sides of your rib cage, you should feel your abs engage right there. Draw your belly button in, keep your core tight, back on the floor, and go ahead and release the weight. We are back to reverse crunch leg drops, okay? So I'm gonna turn myself sideways here, hands underneath your sit bones, and we're gonna take toes to the ceiling. Lower your legs, control it, lift, and a little hip lift at the top, okay? An option is to take your hands up to the side, lift your head, neck, and shoulders, and control it a little bit better on the way down, okay? So for me, having a little bit of a assist and a low V helps me control and get a little bit more work in my lower abs and that lift versus having my hands under here. If you need to, though, your hands on your sit bones, and it helps your lower back, okay? Back to pullovers, last set. This is it, you guys. Then you're done. So back work right here. Those muscles along the back of your rib cage your lats, your pull-up muscles, your posture muscles. That's what we're working. This is one of my all-time favorite exercises. Pair that with the leg lift. If we did this with the leg lift, I love that one, personally. But that's a combination move, and we are using single muscle groups today. So keep it here. One more. All right, go ahead and release your weight. You are done with it. We're going back to our reverse crunches, either arms out to the side or hands underneath the small of your back. Head, neck, and shoulders down or up, okay? And if you need to, you can bend your knees. This is about control. You're not swinging your legs up and then flailing them back down. You're controlling the lift and especially the lower. You want to try to put on the brakes from here to here, okay? Like you just hit the yellow button. Slow it down. One more. And release, rock yourself up to sit. That is your class that's stretching on out. If you hear beeps, ignore them. Do you know what? I'm going to stand up and turn it off because otherwise it's going to beep, beep, beep. We're going to stretch. Take a few deep breaths and calm yourself. Again, put this on repeat if you enjoyed it. I did. I actually just wrote it. This would be like a mini personal training session, you guys, okay? If you said, hey, I got half an hour and I want to personal train with you, I'd put something together similar to this. So just keep that in mind too. If you're interested in training, we do that virtually as well. Okay, so let's go ahead and reach forward, hamstring stretch, or just use these, right, as your training. Settle yourself and breathe. I know my lungs are all worked up here, heart rate's up. Hopefully yours is too. We were working hard, and your heart rate should be slowly coming down now, okay? Let's go ahead and take a figure four stretch. Bend your hip. Ooh, they're tight. Lean forward with your chest. This is the best I can do on this side. I think I need some extra stretching, which we will do tomorrow. Show up and stretch out all the muscles you just worked. Switch sides. Tomorrow will be our mind class. Mobility, balance and stability, and flexibility stretching, okay? All right, let's come into a 90-90 here. One leg forward, one leg back. Fold it forward. Walk yourself to your toe if you need to. Turn yourself just a little bit. Get a deeper stretch here. And then switching to the other side. I think I might do a couple weeks of this kind of training for lift. So you can add this to your library and get some really solid lifting classes to follow along with, okay? You can do them on your off days, you can do them on your catch-up days, and you'll get full body work. And I like this working at 30 seconds and then 10 seconds of break. I think it gives us a really good rep range. All right, butterfly legs, and then we'll work on stretching out the upper body here. So tall through your spine, lean forward with your chest, elbows into your thighs, and open up your hips like a wishbone here. All right, you can either stand or sit. We're gonna open up our chest, roll your shoulders down and back. And we're reaching down and behind us, chest up, chin up. Shoulders down and back, and then let's round out. Hopefully you're feeling your lat muscles we just worked. Come center and to the side and just roll, reaching with your hands side to side, rounding out your spine, pulling your belly button in. All right, and then let's get a tricep stretch. You can even do a little side bend. Even if you're standing, this works a little bit better than when you're sitting, but I want you to take your elbow over and then lean towards the other side, switch, elbow over, do a little lean, open up your oblique. And then reach up, drop your shoulder, and just hug your arm, okay? Big deep breaths, continuing to just settle yourself. You should be almost settled by now. And then I want you to go drink a bunch of water, eat some healthy food, and stay away from some sugar today, okay? Feed your muscles, fuel your body. All exhale. Crawl yourself up to stand. Have a great day. Thank you so much for joining. I will see you back here tomorrow. Bye.